What's up, guys? So we're here with episode 100 of season 2. We made it to 100 episodes, which is awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for being a part of it and being there with it. And with this, instead of a huge, gigantic raid, we are actually touching on something I feel is much more important, and it's kind of a personal talk from me to you guys, as my subscribers and people who play on the server. Now, the first thing I want to touch on is, as you'll see in the title, it says there is a straw poll. I would like you guys to go ahead and check out that straw poll. And basically, there's some people that say they'd like to see gathering and building. Now, building is one thing I can't show, because if I show how our base is built, people are going to know exactly where to go. It's going to be a huge disadvantage. So that's just something I can't do. Now, on the previous straw poll and what series I should do next, you guys did vote for, a ton of you voted for doing Rust base tours. Now, that's something that's hard to do because right now our population has been pretty low, which we'll touch on a little bit in a minute. But basically, as soon as people build really cool stuff, I will ask them, hey, can we do a base tour? And if they say yes, we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll do a little fly around with them or walk around, check out their base, and we'll go ahead and put that on the channel occasionally. But that's going to be really hard to do as a regular series. One other reason it's going to be hard is because the same reason, said people will watch video and then know how to raid that person's base. What I might do is record some and then release them after the current wipe. So I don't know, that would take some time to get it, but I could build up a few and do something like that. So just a thought. We'll go ahead and see how many people are willing to let us show in the bases and stuff like that. So touching on the other thing is, do people want to see the gathering, the running around doing nothing? A lot of people, whenever people complain, well, we never see you do this and that. But when I put those videos up, people complain constantly that it's just boring. Like, I don't want to see this is boring, do some ratings. So look at the straw poll, check out the options in there, go ahead and vote, and give me an idea of how you guys actually feel, and then we'll give it a try and see how we go from there. Moving on, the new things that we've done to the server is now a flat 2 times gather rate. We've tried 5 times, 10 times, 3 times. We've jumped around. We did leveling systems, this and that. We pulled out the leveling system for 2 reasons. One, they're going to be adding in their own leveling progression system soon to the game. And 2, when it's 2 times gather, there's not really any point of earning the 2 times gather. It would just be stupid. So that's why we took that out. 2 times seems to be fitting pretty well. You really have to work or have a big team to earn that armored or even scrap metal base. So that's definitely something that's been feeling pretty good on the server. Other changes we have made is basically tone down everything. The airdrops and better loot and so forth have all been kind of toned down from being too OP, as some people said. There's just too many weapons, too high of a chance for explosives, and really, really good stuff. Also, the hunt, or the Hunting Man plugin that we have on here, our remake of Running Man, we've also turned down those rewards, brought some things from like 10,000 or 5,000 down to, 5,000 or 1,000, and so forth. And we're just continue to balance the game, basically, and we're trying to find that nice sweet spot where we're like vanilla, but a little bing better. Also, with people TPing loot out all the time, we have dropped teleports down to only 2 per real 24 hours. This seems to have helped so far because people really think carefully on how they use it. So, what we're going for is, modded for a better quality of life, like we added where lanterns turn themselves on automatically at night and then turn off during the day so you don't waste wood. Things like that. We've looked into other plugins like automatic door closing or, being able to authorize all your friends on doors. And unfortunately, because those store so much background data, they actually cause lots of lag for the server when there's lots of people or entities. So we don't want to cause rubber banding for people with poor connections or, potato computers. And so that's why we've kept some of that stuff off. The other thing we're going to touch on really big here is abuse. So as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and turn chat on again for a second here. If I type in chat, I no longer have the admin tag. Some people say, well, you can just remove that. And, that's true. So, as you can see, I can't spawn in anything. Nothing's being spawned in. I'm trying, I'm clicking, this and that. Nothing's happening. There's nothing in my inventory. It's all gone. I only have the ability to mute people in game. That is it. And it's just because, people harass and they want to ruin videos. So if we have to, we can mute. someone who's running their mouth. I can also ban people through the console if I have to, but I'm leaving that up to the staff instead. We do have staff now. Nobody is an admin or an owner anymore. The owner IDs have been revoked from everyone, and everyone that was an admin is now bumped down to a moderator. What's that mean? They can still spawn things in to help people, but it will show so in broadcast in chat. Now, some people say you can cover that with a plugin. That is true. But we have all our plugins publicly listed. You can go and check out on PlayRust or rustservers.com and see what plugins we have. It's not listed there. It will, and if it does get added, it would be listed. We don't plan on ever adding it. Now they're asking about, or thinking about toggling it. Gary has said, oh, well, maybe we'll put a toggle because some people aren't happy with it. I hope they don't, because I'm so tired of this admin abuse crap that I just hope there's always a definite, it's either there or it's not. Now, the moderators, they can, like I said, they can no-clip, they can delete stuff, and they can spawn things in. They no longer have access to the live map where they can see everyone. For that, you have to have an owner ID or admin ID. Everyone's been bumped down to moderator, which means none of us can see other players except for our own team. That's been taken away. I'm a regular player, so my live map looks exactly like yours. So we've done all of this to just get rid of speculation. And also on my part to get away with the temptation. Any YouTuber or admin that tells you they have never no-clipped because they're lazy, or they've never spawned in some blueberries or chicken meat to feed themselves because they're too lazy to cook something, they are lying. Okay? Everyone who has the admin abilities, whether what they do, they're an owner, they're a regular admin, they're a YouTuber, whatever, they've done it. Everyone has. They've spawned in a pair of pants because they were lazy. It happens all the time. But what's not okay is spawning in explosives and guns and stuff like that. That gives a disadvantage to people when you're raiding them, or an advantage to your team. So basically, all of that's out of the question. It's gone. There's no temptation for me to no-clip. There's no accidentally being in God mode. None of that stuff. It is all gone. So it's a clean slate. I hope that helps a lot of you feel a lot better with that. Going forward, we're going to continue this way, and that's just how it's going to be, so there's no more questions. Now, there are some abuse screenshots floating around. Those were actually given from Jucifer to someone he thought was a friend to show what was going on, and there were several screenshots, and one was showing like blueberries and I think some bandages being spawned in or something. Another one showed that nothing was spawned in during a whole raid. And then the last one, which is, of course, the one that's floating around, showed stuff being spawned in for an event. And it's, I think, some HV rockets, some assault rifles, and 5.56 ammo, and maybe a couple other things. But anyways, that was for a planned battle. Both teams had stuff spawned in equally, and that ended up being an event kind of video. Of course, they took that and construed it and tried to use it as proof. So the good intentions of saying, hey, here, look, nothing fishy going on, blah, 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 ended up backfiring. But whatever, you guys know the truth of that. I figured it'd be nice to touch on that. So that's basically what's going on there. Now, when it comes to the bans that happened, we banned 2 entire clans, which was over 40 people. We then allowed everyone to come back and have a chance and talk to us. Now, the majority of people ended up getting unbanned, or at least allowed to play on the server again. Some came back, some didn't, but they were unbanned nonetheless. About, I think, 12 to 15 people stayed banned. And I don't regret that decision because I banned them in a rage. And some of you guys have seen that video. I'm not proud of what happened in it. I didn't know I was being recorded, and I snapped. I came down, and it was a low point for me. But when something's been going on for months, driving you insane, everyone finally has their breaking point. And the proof that it was the right decision to keep those people banned, it was their behavior afterwards. They bombarded my YouTube channel. They went on Reddit, Facebook, Twitter. They brought other people into it. They even tried to add me on my Facebook, which was private, but they did find my wife's Facebook, what wasn't, and they started passing around pictures of her and calling her ugly to people. They just took it too far, and they proved that they just don't deserve to be on this server. That's not the kind of community we want. So that kind of touched on that. We are going to be strict on bans and rules. There's zero tolerance for being intolerant or racist. If you're going to be racist, you're gone. Alright, this is that, and that's just the end of it. Anything else, you'll be muted for an appropriate amount of time, which will then lead to you being muted for a longer time, which will then lead to a permanent mute or ban. It just depends on how bad it is. We wanted this to be a nice place. We encourage trash talk, but keep out the intolerance and the hateful words and this and that, and just keep it to some nice competitive trash talk. I mean, it's a competitive game. You can't have a competitive game without the trash talk. I think that's fair. I hope you guys feel that way about it. I'm just really happy for the fact that we've cleaned stuff up. We've restricted as much as we can. We've given the moderators only the tools they need, but nothing extra that they could use or abuse or anything like that. Not that any of them ever did. And we've gotten rid of the temptation for me to no-clip and do lazy stuff. And I am just a normal player. It's something I think that needed to be done for a long time. I hope it makes a lot of you guys happier and feel more comfortable. So come back to the server, check it out. BB and Catraz has split so that we have other people to fight that is big, and so that we aren't as big as a group. And I hope you guys really enjoy it. Don't forget to check out that Strawpoll. And just remember, guys, this server is very important to me. I love Rust. I love this game. I'm very passionate about it. If you guys ever need to speak with me, come into the TS. The information for the TS is down below in every Rust video. It gets broadcasted on the server through the info bar. Just come on by, talk to me. If you're feeling insecure, if anything bothers you, if you think something fishy is happening, come talk to us, because almost every time something happens, it can be resolved for simple just talking in person. So, thanks guys. Thank you for a wonderful 100 episodes. Don't forget to vote in that straw poll. We'll see you guys next time.